So far we've been working on chords and paying most of attention to our left hand. So now we're going to switch gears a little bit. We're going to focus on strumming with our right hand and strum patterns, kind of just some different techniques and different things to think about when you're strumming. So first I want to talk about pressure and how much pressure you apply to your right hand when you're strumming the strings. So I'm just going to play a G chord here just for this example. So you can strum really light. You know, you could strum medium. And you can strum really hard. Now, it all kind of depends on what you're going for. Sometimes you can strum too hard where it just really kind of doesn't sound that good. It sounds, it just gets kind of cluttery and a little, maybe almost distorted sounding. Sometimes when you play too light, you know, people can't really hear what you're doing. That can be kind of a bad habit to start. So it's all about really finding what's comfortable for you, but a nice kind of just medium strum is usually good. And sometimes when you're playing a song, you might start out kind of light and build up and be playing kind of hard at the end, and that's okay too. But there's something that you want to pay attention to. Another thing with your right hand is you don't want to dig the pick in too deep. So, because then you get like that kind of, where it just is kind of crashing sounding. So if you need to, you can choke up on your pick a little bit, or just, you know, you just kind of want a little bit of that tip hitting the strings. Another thing that can make a difference is the type of pick you're using. I'm using a 1.14 millimeter Jim Dunlap pick. That's pretty hard. But I play a lot. If I use light picks, they tend to break and kind of chip away. But a lighter pick, like this one here, will give you a little bit different sound. It'll give you a lighter sound, a little bit more mellow sound. This is a little harder sound, if you can tell the difference. And this pick will flex a lot more. But it definitely gives you a little bit brighter sound if that's what you're looking for. Here's another pick that's just a little bit different. It's a heavier pick too. Just depends on kind of the sound you're looking for. So just keep that in mind, that different types of picks can definitely make a difference. Just pay attention to the amount of pressure you're using when you're strumming. So just, you know, kind of find what's comfortable for you. Okay, so let's talk about some different strumming patterns. So let's take our G chord, and let's talk about just a down, down, up pattern. So this pattern will just go, you're going to do a downstroke, another downstroke, and an upstroke. So when you put it together, it would be so down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up. So let's try playing that. Let's just go back and forth from our G major chord to our E minor chord using that pattern. Down, down, up, down, down, up. So two of those patterns will make a bar. 1, 2, 3, 4. So down, down, up, down, down, up. E minor, down, down, up, down, down, up. So when you're going up, you're going to be using the opposite side of your pick. So down would be on this side of your pick. You come up, you're going to be using the opposite side of your pick. So you got to kind of remember, you know, if you hold your pick too tight, you know, that's going to make it more difficult. You want the pick loose enough in your hand that it kind of flexes with the way that you're strumming, but you don't drop the pick. So that's something else you got to kind of just get comfortable with and experiment. Now, the other thing to keep in mind here, too, is that you don't always have to hit every string in the chord. Sometimes it sounds more musical to just hit certain strings in the chord. So, for example, I'm going to do, my down is going to be most of the lower strings, and my up is going to be the higher strings. You don't have to be really particular. It can be, you know, kind of the E, the B, and the G, and maybe you hit the D on your upstroke. You don't have to really pay too close attention. So our down, I'm kind of hitting the low E string, the A, and the D. So down, down. On the up, I'm hitting the higher strings. Okay, or you could do your first downstroke, could be the low notes, and then you can hit them all, and then your upstroke could be just the high notes. So that's a down with the first, maybe the first 2 or 3 strings there. Then the full chord, then up, you're just kind of hitting the higher strings. So that's one strum pattern you can experiment with. Let's look at another one where maybe we do 4 downstrokes and then an up. So 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and. So we're using, on those downstrokes, I'm hitting most of the lower strings, and then on the upstroke, hitting the higher strings. 2, 3. Again, you can experiment with that too, and you know, maybe you hit all of the strings on a couple of the downstrokes. Maybe you alternate. Maybe you do just a few of the lower strings on the first and third downstroke, but the second and fourth are all the strings. So it'd be like so it just kind of depends on what part you want to kind of accent, or just whatever sounds good to you. I would just experiment with that and hitting some of the kind of the lower notes, and then some of the higher notes on the upstrokes. Practice that down up kind of pattern. So we had a down, down, up, down, down, up, and we had a down, 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 up. And I would practice those with all the chords you know so far, and so just, you know, experiment with different strumming patterns. Those are 2 good examples, and I'll be showing you more in future lessons, but if you can come up with some on your own, that'd be great too.